Hello, and welcome to part two in my series on the new era of hospitality digital marketing. In the last video, I talked a little bit about how G-commerce tracks and manages change. With a steady focus on marketing principles, we understand that while change is constant, we can position our properties to succeed. We talked about cyclical change versus transformational change and how both are at elevated levels right now. And now we're going to start to get into the details. We're going to focus on the first of those trends, a cyclical trend. So let me jump right in. We're going to talk about the pendulum shifting back from brands to independent hotels. But first, let me give you a little background and why I think that this is happening. And by the way, some of this work is not mine, but I think I credit it accurately. In the early 2000s, the cyclical winds blew towards independent boutique hotels. There was a revolution in the early 2000s. Boutique and independent hotels were intimately connected with their location and with the clientele that frequented those locations. The brands at the same time were kind of onerous and uninspired, and it was a really stale time for brands. And my family legacy, by the way, is kind of grounded in this period. My father helped design Hotel Zaza and many other boutique hotels, which were famous at the time. My uncle helped develop the Liberty Hotel in Boston, converting a 100-year-old jail into one of the most celebrated boutique hotels in the country, and other hotels at the same time. So this is where I came of age. This is where I was born. It was in this cyclical tailwind towards boutiques. But then the Great Recession hit. And there was a huge consolidation amongst the brands. Brands reached out and gobbled up a lot of the boutique and independent operators in the industry. Joie de Vie became Hyatt. Thompson also went to Hyatt. Kimpton went to IHG. Ian Schrager. You saw brand expansion across the board, and really at that time, the power of the rewards and credit card programs kind of came to bear, crowding out to a degree boutique and independent hotels. Now, we were still operating at this time, and we still felt that we could generate a premium versus brands, but it was certainly more difficult as some of the larger independent boutique hotel companies were gobbled up by the brands. But today, we're at an inflection point between brand bloat and devalued loyalty programs and the type of disruption that we've seen over the last 10 years. I really feel that this is a point that we are about to see some change. And by the way, I'm not the only one who sees it. For those of you who have not read this and are not familiar with the work of Shakatan Dev, he's a distinguished professor at Cornell University. I encourage you to search for the Hotel Brand Overload, The Coming Shakeout, or to scan this QR code. It's important work that I think best frames this argument. I'm just going to give you the tips of the ways, but the report is really quite stunning. So here's an easy overview of how to think about this. In the 1990s, you basically had 5 brand tiers: budget, economy, mid-scale, upscale, and luxury. It was easy for the consumer to understand. Today, you have 12 brand tiers with upwards of 80 brands per tier. So look at the micro segmentation in there. Hard budget, budget, upper budget, economy, upper economy, lower mid-scale. I mean, what do these even mean? Is this brand segmentation developed for the traveler, or is it developed for the hotel owner? In the 1990s, you had 300 brands at 5 price points. Today, you have over 1,000 brands in the United States at 12 price points. Now, listen, if we think about this quote, today, too many hotel brands exist without a compelling or defensible point of view. I'm a traditional marketer. I believe in my soul that if a brand loses sight of their end customer, they're going to lose resonance and they're going to lose market share. They open themselves up for opportunity. Today, too many hotel brands exist without a compelling or defensible point of view. That is an opportunity in my view. Now, why are we here? Why have brand offerings expanded like this? We all optimize towards incentives. And brands in Wall Street have shifted their incentives over this period of time. It used to be, if you think about the Marriott quarterly call, they would report on RevPAR. They had radius restrictions, ADR, occupancy. Their growth metric, their performance metric was RevPAR. Today, they report on number of rooms added. They're breaking down radius restrictions and creating radius exceptions. They are breaking down any defensible positions they have within their brand in order to grow room count faster. And so, coming directly from Professor Shakatan Dev, with brands now numbering over 1,000, hotel owners and guests face a sea of sameness among many of the brands in today's market. In some cases, one brand is only marginally distinguishable from another, and the challenge is to discern the difference. One outcome of this growth is greater bargaining power for independent operators. I tremble for the people responsible for marketing those marginally distinguishable differences between brands. Fortunately, we exist in the independent and boutique space. We are not faced with that challenge. In fact, it presents an opportunity. So in the future, this shift is coming. People are moving towards independent and boutique hotels. You are more local. You have better stories. Data democratization, which we're going to talk about in a future series, eliminates some of that brand marketing moat that's existed. Now, I will preface this with one warning. This is not a foregone conclusion. OTAs in particular pose a major risk. Despite this pendulum shift, Expedia is everywhere. It is frictionless, and they are invested in future generations. So while I feel strongly that this is an opportunity for independent and boutique hotels to step into this void, to step into this space, you are not alone in competing for this mindshare. At G-Commerce, we're focused on helping our clients capitalize on changing market dynamics and finding opportunities where others won't. Stay tuned for my next installment, which focuses on the emergence of Gen Z, another cyclical trend. For a free assessment and to learn more about G-Commerce, scan this QR code, visit our website, or reach out to me and the team. We'd be happy to help.